The scar on my side is 7 inches long, pale now, like a crescent moon against my skin, a permanent souvenir from the day. I gave my sister half of myself, or what I believed was half of myself. They told me she was dying, end, stage, renal failure. The words hung in my mother's living room like funeral drapes already hung, without a transplant. 6 months, a year if we're lucky. Claire sat beside me on the floral sofa, her hands trembling in mine. She'd lost weight, dark circles under eyes that had always been bright. She looked the part. God, she looked the part. I'm so scared, she whispered, leaning her head on my shoulder, a gesture from childhood, from nightmares shared under one blanket. The tests began. Blood draws, tissue typing, endless scans. The doctor, a kind-faced man with gentle hands, said we were a perfect match. Sisters often are. It's like you were made to save each other. I never hesitated, not for a second. The morning of the surgery, Claire cried in her hospital gown. I don't deserve you, she sobbed. I hugged her, feeling the fragile bones of her back, the tremor that ran through her. This is love, I thought. This is what love does. They wheeled us down hallways that smelled of antiseptic and hope. Our hands brushed as they separated us, me to operating room 3, her 2 or 4. See you on the other side, I whispered. The other side. I woke up to deep, gouging ache where my kidney had been, but also to relief, to the image of Claire, somewhere in this same hospital, breathing with a piece of me inside her, healing for weeks. She did heal. Color returned to her cheeks, the tremor stopped. She gained weight, smiled more, started talking about the future again. You gave me my life back, she'd say, tears in her eyes, and I'd believe her. The lie began to unravel on a Tuesday. I was cleaning out Claire's old room at our mother's house. She'd moved in after the surgery to recover. In the back of her closet, behind shoeboxes of high school memorabilia, I found a gym bag, heavy, zipped tight. Inside weren't weights, not clothes, medical textbooks, renal pathology, the art of deception in clinical presentation, acting the symptom, and beneath them notebooks, dozens of them. I opened one, Claire's handwriting, neat and deliberate. Day 47, fatigue protocol, limped slightly on stairs. Refused second helping it. Did not mention dizziness when standing. Day 63, pale makeup applied. Salt restriction mentioned at table. Complain of metallic taste. Day 112. Stage 3 symptoms established. Family believes. My hands went cold. The notebook slipped from my fingers. Pages fanning open on the carpet. I picked up another. Test results falsification guide. How to simulate proteinuria, creatinine level manipulation. And then the one that stopped my breath. Surgery success. Post-op recovery timeline. Expected weight gain. Managing guilt. At the bottom of the bag, in a manila envelope, were her real medical records. Every test, every scan. All normal. Perfect kidney function. Dates going back 2 years, before she ever mentioned being sick. There was also a checkbook, a separate account. Deposits, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, from our parents' retirement fund, from our grandmother's inheritance, from a loan against the family home. And a single scribbled note in the margin of a financial ledger, organ donor compensation, disability, worth exploring. I sank to the floor, the scar on my side burning as if freshly cut. Outside, birds sang in the afternoon sun. Somewhere in the house, a faucet dripped out normal sounds. Normal day, while my world split open. I looked down at the scar again. 7 inches of sacrifice. Of love. Of lies. Claire wasn't sick, she never was, and I wasn't a hero. I was a mark, a perfect, willing, loving mark. The pain that hit me then wasn't physical, it was deeper, in the place where I'd stored every memory of holding her through childhood fevers, of bandaging her scraped knees, of believing we were halves of the same whole. We were halves of something, all right, just not what I thought. She'd taken more than my kidney, she'd taken my trust, my body, my belief in what sisters are. And as I sat there on her bedroom floor, surrounded by the evidence of her deception, one thought echoed in the hollow space where my organ used to be. What do you do when the person you die for has already killed something in you? And more quietly, more coldly, How do you get revenge when you've already given them your flesh? The answer began to form in the silence, not with anger. Not yet, but with a plan. A careful, quiet, surgical plan. She wanted to be sick. I'd show her sick. I'd show her what happens when the donor becomes the diagnostician and has all the evidence. For 3 days, I've said nothing. I went through the motions, visited Claire at our mother's house, brought her smoothies she didn't need, asked about phantom symptoms she'd memorized from textbooks. She'd performed beautifully, the slight wince getting up, the careful way she'd hold her side, the grateful tears when I fluffed her pillows. "You're my hero, Elise," she'd whisper, clutching my hand. Her skin was warm, healthy. The tremor was gone because she no longer needed to fake it. I'd smile, squeeze back. "Anything for you, sis." The lie tasted metallic in my mouth. At night, I'd lock myself in my apartment and spread the evidence across my kitchen table, the notebooks, the fake symptoms timeline, the real medical records, and the financial documents, the ones that showed where the money had really gone. Not medical bills, a luxury apartment lease downtown. Designer clothing receipts, a sports car payment, vacation bookings to places she'd told us where, medical conferences. She'd funded a new life with our family sphere. With my kidney, I made copies of everything. Scanned each page, created a timeline so clear a child could follow it too. Years of fabricated illness, months of rehearsed symptoms, a perfect match that wasn't a miracle, just a lucky genetic coincidence she'd weaponized. The most chilling page was her post-op script. Week 2, emotional breakdown, guilt over Elise's sacrifice. Week 4, first outing, appear fragile but improving. Week 8, suggest returning to work, then relapse for extended sympathy. Month 6, full recovery announced. Celebration expected. She'd even written stage directions for my parents. Reactions. For my reactions. I stared at my reflection in the dark window. The woman who'd wake up sweating from surgery nightmares, who'd given up coffee, alcohol, painkillers to protect her one remaining kidney, who'd lain awake worrying about Claire's medication levels, her follow-up appointments, her long-term prognosis, all theater. All for an audience of one. Me, the scar on my side, itched a phantom, reminder of what was missing, what she'd taken not to save her life, but to decorate her new one. I picked up my phone, scrolled to a number I'd saved but never used. The nephrologist who'd overseen our case, Dr. Evans. I'd always found him strangely detached. Now I understood why. I didn't call. Not yet. First, I needed one more piece. One undeniable, irrefutable piece. I made an appointment with a different specialist, a renal expert at another hospital. "I'm a kidney donor," I told the receptionist. "I need my remaining kidney evaluated." Anxiety. They squeezed me in. The new doctor, a woman with kind eyes and no history with my family, ran every test, ultrasound, blood work, function analysis. "Your remaining kidney is perfectly healthy," she said, pointing to the scan. "Compensating beautifully. You're a textbook ideal donor." "And if my sister hadn't needed it?" I asked, voice steady. "Would I have been approved for donation medically?" She looked at my chart. "With these numbers, absolutely. You are an excellent candidate." Candidate. Not savior. Not hero. A candidate. "Is there any way," I asked slowly, "to check if my sister actually needed the transplant?" Retrospectively, the doctor's expression shifted. Professional caution. Her medical records would show if those records were falsified. Silence. She leaned forward. "Are you suggesting?" "I'm suggesting," I said, opening my bag, pulling out Claire's real lab results from 2 years before her diagnosis, that my sister was never sick. The doctor took the papers, scanned them. Her face went pale. "These are normal?" she whispered. "Perfectly normal." I handed her the notebook open to sip the schedule, then the financial ledger, then the textbook, Undeceiving Medical Professionals. Her hand went to her mouth. "My God, I need one thing from you," I said, my voice calm in a way that surprised me. "A sworn statement that based on these documents, no transplant was medically necessary, that the surgery was elective." She looked at me, at the scar she could see through my thin shirt, at the woman who'd been carved open for a lie. "I'll need to verify," she said quietly. "But if this is authentic..." "It is," I said, Every page. She nodded. A professional mask falling over her horror. Come back Friday, I'll have my assessment. I stood up, my side ache not from the surgery, but from the weight of what I now knew. Thank you, I said. Elise, she stopped me at the door. I'm so sorry. I smiled, the thin, sharp thing. Don't be. Now I have everything I need. And I did dot the evidence, the expert testimony, the timeline, the motive. Claire thought she'd performed the perfect deception. She didn't realize there's something more dangerous than a suspicious sister. A sister with proof, with a medical professional. As sworn statement, with nothing left to lose except the last shred of mercy. I walked out into the sunlight. The doctor's card in my pocket. Friday was in 2 days. Claire's month 6 celebration. Patty was in 3, but perfect timing. She wanted a celebration of her recovery. I'd give her one, a celebration of the truth, of justice, of what happens when you take more than an organ from someone. You take their last reason to stay silent. The celebration party was Claire's masterpiece. Our parents' backyard transformed into a gratitude garden, white tents, string lights, a banner reading Second Chance at Life. Guests mingled with glasses of champagne, unaware they were extras in her fiction. Claire held court in the center, radiant in a silk dress that showed no trace of surgical scars. She'd gotten skillful at hiding them, or perhaps she'd never had the same ones I did. I arrived quietly, a folder tucked under my arm. She saw me and floated over, arms outstretched. Elise, you came. Her hug was warm, confident. She smelled like expansive perfume and absolute victory. I wouldn't miss it, I said, smiling. Our mother tearfully called everyone to attention. Our family has been through so much, she began, voice trembling, with real emotion. But today we celebrate Claire's miracle, and the sister who made it possible. All eyes turned to me, applauding, admiring. The hero who'd given a kidney, the fool who'd given a kidney. Claire took the microphone, dabbing fake tears. I don't know how to thank you. Elise, you gave me life. You gave me everything. She looked at me, waiting for my humble protest, my emotional speech about sisterly love. Instead, I stepped forward, took the microphone from her hand. The smile stayed on my face, but my eyes were cold. Claire's right, I said, voice calm in the hushed yard. I did give her everything, my kidney, my trust, my belief that sisters don't lie to each other. Her smile faltered. I opened the folder. Held up the first page, her real medical records, the dates circled in red. These are Claire's labs from 2 years ago. Perfect kidney function, no disease, no deterioration. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. I held up another page for a symptom schedule notebook. This is her script. Day 47. Limp slightly on stairs. Day 112. Stage 3 symptoms established. All rehearsed. All performed. Our mother's hand flew to her mouth. Our father stared, uncomprehending. Claire's face went white. Elise, what are you? And this, I said, lifting the financial ledger, is where the money went. Not to medical bills, to a new apartment, a new car, a new life. I turned to the guests, so our family, our friends, our community. My sister wasn't sick. She staged a 2-year medical drama, conned our family out of thousands, and convinced me to give her an organ she didn't need. The silence was absolute. Claire tried to speak, but no sound came out. I saved the last page for her, the sworn statement from the nephrologist, based on the provided documentation. No transplant was medically necessary. The procedure appears to have been obtained under fraudulent pretenses. I handed it to her. Her hands trembled, real trembling this time. You wanted a second chance at life, Claire, I said softly, so only she could hear. Here it is, a chance to live with what you've done, to explain to everyone here why you carved a piece out of me for a lie. I turned back to the microphone. The celebration is over, but the truth is just beginning. I walked away, leaving her standing alone under the Second Chance at Life banner, the evidence fluttering in her hands like leaves from a dead tree. No one followed me. I got into my car, but didn't drive away immediately. I watched through the fence as the party unraveled, guests leaving quickly, my parents huddled together, Claire collapsing into a chair, the facade finally crumbling. My phone buzzed. A text from Dr. Evans, the original nephrologist. My lawyer will be in touch. I had no idea. I didn't reply. I looked down at the scar on my side. 7 inches of betrayal, but also 7 inches of survival. She'd taken my kidney, but I'd taken something back. Tonight, her narrative, her victory, her secret. Some transplants aren't medical there. Moral dot. And tonight, I'd transplanted the truth right into the center of a perfect lie. I started the car, drove away without looking back. The ghost of my kidney didn't ache anymore. It was just gone. Lack my trust. Lack my sister. But in its place, in the hollow space she'd carved, was something new, something clean, something that couldn't be stolen. Myself, whole, even in pieces, healing, even with scars, free, even with something missing. And sometimes I realized as the city lights blurred past, that's the only transplant that really matters. The one where you give yourself back to yourself and leave the thieves to their empty victory.